people would ask me, what was it like being untouchable? The question they really should have asked was, what happens when it's all over?
Hello and welcome to What the Flick. Christy, Lemire, Ben Mankiewicz, Alonso, Duralde. We are married to the mob and talking about the family.
There is a scene in The Family where Michelle Pfeiffer, who plays Robert De Niro's wife, and it's a mob family, and they're in the witness protection program, and they've clearly moved from city to city across Europe as the guys who they fingered try to hunt them down. But as you referenced Married to the Mob, there's a flashback in this movie to an earlier time in Michelle Pfeiffer and Robert De Niro's marriage, and for the first 5 seconds of it, I thought, is this a clip from Married to the Mob? Like, did they shoot something new, or have they really cleverly managed to take another? And she looks, which is a testament to, by the way, Michelle Pfeiffer aging very impressively.
My God, those cheekbones.
Yeah, she is. She looks great, and she is great in this. So again, they have it's Pfeiffer and De Niro, and they're on the run for the mob.
You're on the camera 3.
Hello.
Or not. We're having camera issues today.
It's
No,
all
we were on a
kooky
3-shot
today.
for a bit.
Right, that's all right.
All right.
So Pfeiffer and De Niro, as I said, they're married. They're traveling through France with their family, 2 kids, 2 really good actors too, and they're being hunted down by the mob while the FBI watches them, and they try to set up a normal life. But the problem is that De Niro can't not so much leave the mob behind, but he can't leave behind the mob's way of settling disputes.
You know, they always are just better than we do.
You're a maniac.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the complaints I have received.
Complaints?
Corruption, theft, bribery.
You know what's going to happen to you and your family when they find you.
We're here to make sure that don't happen, right?
Try not to make my job impossible.
I didn't know for some time what this movie was.
What do you mean?
And I guess I don't know that matters so much, but I kept thinking, is this a stupid mom movie? Is this a serious movie? Is this a comedy? What am I supposed to laugh this much?
It's everything.
It's very gruesome.
yeah,
Very gruesome.
yeah.
Very violent.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I knew going in it was a comedy because I'd seen the poster or whatever, and I just thought, oh, Luc Besson and his light comic touch.
Right.
This will be great. But it actually is fun. It is funnier than it is not funny. You know?
Yeah,
There's your blur.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty funny. It's not consistently laugh out loud funny, but I don't know that there weren't a lot of things that missed. There wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of comedy in there. It wasn't a comedy like joke.
Right.
You know, the characters are much more richly drawn than in a sort of typical or a comedy from someone who isn't Luc Besson. You know, so there are significant dramatic elements to it. It's very violent, but the violence. But you react to the violence. It's not slapsticky violence. It's like, oh my God, they shot an innocent 24-year-old
people
Right.
died. Yeah.
And it's a tricky balance to do that kind of serious violence and still be haha funny. Like, I remember thinking recently, Two Guns didn't get that right.
Right.
The balance was sort of off. But in this one, apart from a few moments where I was like, okay, maybe that's pushing it. It actually, they get that shift right, where it is these guys, you know, De Niro and his family, all sort of in their own way, are mobsters or react to things the way mobsters would, but at the same time kind of keeping it light and farcical.
We were talking about this walking out of the movie afterward. That it's weird, they're kind of hiding this movie from people. Like, they just showed it to us last night, Wednesday night, and it opens on Friday. And the title is so bland and so forgettable. I think you look at the poster like, it's another stupid Robert De Niro comedy. And it's so much better than that. Like, I hope word of mouth kind of helps carry it, because it's everyone's great in it.
Yeah, everyone's great in it. I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was outstanding.
Yeah.
I loved her accent. I thought it was amusing.
Dianna Agron from Glee and John DeLeo are the kids, and they're really
great.
funny.
They're great. Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones is phoning it in. I'm sorry.
He's being Tommy Lee Jones.
He's being Tommy, but he's being like the laziest, like level 1 Tommy Lee Jones. Like Tommy Lee Jones before his first cup of coffee. Tommy Lee Jones. There's nothing in this that he's not bringing any kind of like. I mean, think about it. Like, you know, his performance in No Country for Old Men is obviously also sort of classic Tommy Lee Jones, but it is Tommy Lee Jones that required some effort, you know, like he put some work in. Shading, exactly.
There's no shading here.
I just watched Hope Springs again on cable.
That was
You know, he's extraordinary at that. And again, he's being asked to play a grumpy guy, but he finds new things in it.
There's one
This movie,
scene-
bleh.
It's just about Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
It's not a movie that needed Tommy Lee Jones. Like that part of the sort of head FBI agent.
Right.
Yeah,
You got
it could
these-
have been
you
Maybe
got
find
these-
anybody.
without that character at all, maybe.
Dominic
right?
Lombardozzi is one of the two cops
Right.
watching them, and he's wonderful.
He's
You know,
funny,
He's
yeah.
terrific. Like we didn't need that. It could have been a button-down, no-name actor, and
Yeah.
so it seemed like Tommy Lee Jones was like, I thought I was supposed to do more in this movie.
Right,
And-
here I am.
Yeah, here
There's
I-
one funny scene though. I'm not going to give all the details of it away because it sort of unfolds. But where Robert De Niro is asked to go and be a part of this community
No, it's a
event.
wonderful scene,
I
yeah.
don't want to give it away, but like there, Tommy Lee Jones is useful as a
Yes.
straight
That-
man.
that-
but
okay,
again, anybody could have done that. They
True.
didn't need him to do
True.
that.
I think that and what's great about that scene is that when you walk into this movie, you think, "Oh, they cast De Niro as a mobster. They cast Michelle Pfeiffer as a mobster's wife. You know, Married to the Mob and Scarface. You think, like, how lazy
and
is that?
Tommy Lee Jones is the
And
federal
Tommy Lee
agent.
Jones, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
All of that just
right.
seems like it seems so lazy and so uninspired. And then they get to that scene, and you're like, okay, now
Yeah.
I see what they're doing here. This is all an elaborate Shaggy Dog inside joke in a way.
It's a movie that loves movies, right? I
Yeah.
mean, there definitely are reference points and a great soundtrack too. If you guys were paying attention to some of the songs,
Yes,
there's a
yes.
really clever use of an LCD sound system song.
and Gorillas, and we should point out Martin Scorsese is the executive producer.
Yes, which is informative and useful.
Yes. So
No, but and actually, I was watching it thinking just the exchanges between the two young actors playing the son and daughter. They
Yes.
could have been their own entire movie
Totally.
themselves.
Yeah.
They could have been the center with Robert
What
De
a
Niro
s-
and Michelle Pfeiffer being.
yeah, the
supporting,
way
right?
they play the high school world as their own little mini mob fiefdom is brilliantly
And-
funny.
And they love each other
Oh
clearly
my
too.
God! There's
Yes.
the sweetness in there. You know, when we came out of the movie with my girlfriend, and then she says, "What's the thing I like that I came out of this movie with?" And I said, "That you want our daughter to have a brother." And she was like, "Yes, that was totally it." So I thought, I'm going to go back for a sec because I thought it was part of the imbalance in the movie that ends up not being a problem, but for a while, for me at least, was for moments that kept me from, and then I sort of abandoned it in the last half and just started to like it. But there's a scene, and I think I can safely give this away, at one point where the De Niro, again, he deals with everything the way the mob dealt with it. He calls a plumber, the pipes aren't working, there's coming out brown water. He gets a plumber to come, and the plumber is giving him the kind of thing that plumbers allegedly give people, right? You know, they're giving him a hard time, suggesting that it's going to cost a lot of money and he may not fix it. And then De Niro gets violent with this plumber, and we all were on De Niro's side. The plumber is giving him the runaround, but when he carries the plumber out over his shoulder, the theater groaned. Like,
Really?
Yes.
Did you sense groaning?
I did not.
I
actually.
definitely, there was
Maybe
a
they
moment.
didn't laugh like they were supposed to, though.
They didn't laugh, and they thought, I get that there was a moment of,
They thought he killed him.
they thought he killed him, but also like, I'm not sure this guy, like, we like De Niro, I don't want him to do this he's just a plumber. Like, I'm not sure
He didn't deserve that.
He'd earned this sort of viciousness, and so, I don't know, I was struck by that, and that happened a couple of times, but again, in the end, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to oversell this. It's not brilliant, but it was funnier than I thought it was going to be, and I came away with it with a lot more sort of, well, that was clever and this was interesting and I enjoyed this performance and stuff. So I mean, it's at this time of year, frankly,
Yes.
sandwiched between the summer and whatever the Oscar bait on the horizon is, you could do worse.
So what's your number?
I give it a 6.9.
What did I give it? A 7.5.
And
right?
my score reflects what you said. My score unquestionably reflects surprise. Like it so clobbered expectations
Right.
that I'm giving it an 8.1.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, you stick this movie in if it comes out on November 8th, I may not feel the same way.
September
But it's
13th.
good. It's totally fun, and word of mouth, I hope it carries it. It's a lot better than a lot of big stuff that came out over the summer.
What's our average?
7.5, solid 7.5 for the family.
Bye.